Breaking news at 4. Police say a man has confessed to toppling 120 headstones at a Jewish cemetery. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kay Quinn. The late afternoon announcement comes more than a year after the vandalism in University City. 5 on your side's Jen Sullivan is live at the St. Louis County Justice Center now, where prosecutors are about to hold a news conference. Jen?
Yeah, Kate, any moment, prosecutor Bob McCullough is expected to give us more details about this man and how he was caught. But we already have a pretty good idea of what happened based on court documents. Elzado Harris admitted to police that he pushed over approximately 120 headstones at the Ashel Salem Cemetery in University City last February. 16 of the tombstones were beyond repair and had to be replaced, we're told. According to police, Harris confessed to the crime. He said he was angry and may have possibly been on drugs at the time that he did this. He also told police that he acted alone. Investigators say that they have no reason to believe his actions were motivated by anti-Semitism. The incident sparked outrage, though, among the Jewish community and quickly gained national attention.
I'm feeling happy, and for Chesed Shalemeth and for our families, I feel that with all the support we got from our federation and from our community and from the general public, it's a tremendous amount of closure for everyone.
Again, that press conference is expected to start any moment with prosecutor Bob McCullough. So as soon as that happens and he takes the stand, we'll make sure. It sounds like he is taking the stand. So let's go to that press conference to hear what he has to say.
For the destruction of about 120 or so headstones at the Hesed Shel Emeth Cemetery in University City. The break in the case came about very recently. The University City Police Department continued, of course, to work on this case as throughout the year, trying to come up with some leads in that. They developed some DNA from some evidence recovered at the scene. And Mr. Mr. Harris, when he went to prison last December on a charge out of this office, out of my office, an unrelated charge, his DNA sample was taken, as all prisoners are, and eventually that resulted in a hit just about a week ago. That was then conveyed to the University City Police Department, who then took Mr. Harris into custody and yesterday, and we charged him today. There's a total of about $30,000 in damage to the cemetery. I didn't say it, it's a Class D felony, which carries up to about 7 years in the penitentiary. He's on probation now on an unrelated burglary, was sentenced to 7 years. In December of last year, was returned and put on probation after 120 days. And so, but it was that 120-day period there when his DNA sample was taken and then put into the national system and had the hit on it last week. So. His bond is $20,000, and he is currently upstairs in the jail. Okay.
Could you speak about the source of the DNA there in the cemetery? Did he cut himself? Did he?
No, it was just there was some clothing that was left behind. They were able to extract his DNA or DNA sample from that clothing and put that into the CODIS system. And when his was entered in, whenever it was entered, just fairly recently, there was a hit on that, and so and then we'll confirm all that.
What happened between December and now? You said the DNA sample was entered in December?
No, I'd say he went to jail in December. He went to prison in December. Exactly when it was taken, it would have been pretty close to that, but then it takes a while to obtain the profile. You just take a sample, and then it takes a while for that to be tested, develop a profile, and then put it into the system. And so sometime after the 1st of December, the sample was taken, and the hit was in, I believe, April the 18th, about a week or so ago.
What about motive?
At this point, You've just been listening to a press conference from prosecutor Bob McCullough. He's talking about the man Elzado Harris, who's accused of destroying about 120 headstones at the Ashad Salem Cemetery back in February of 2017. We just learned that this man was in jail on an unrelated burglary, and when he was put in jail for that, DNA evidence linked him to this crime. So that's how police were able to arrest him. He was out on probation for that unrelated burglary charge, and he could now face face up to 7 years in prison again because of this. We're told it is a Class D felony, so we'll see. When I spoke to the Jewish cemetery, they did tell me they're hoping that he is prosecuted to the full extent of the law for these charges. So we'll be sure to monitor this, and we'll have more reaction from the Jewish cemetery coming up at 5. For now, we're live in Clayton. Jen Sullivan, 5 on your side.